Welcome everyone. Imagine for a moment that your body has a secret power, a hidden switch that can instantly change the way you feel, the way you react, and the way your entire life flows. Most people go through their days without ever realizing this switch exists. They think their stress, anxiety, fatigue, or emotional turbulence is permanent, something they have to endure, something they are stuck with. But what if I told you that within you lies a system capable of rewiring your mind, balancing your body, and unlocking calm, focus, and energy that feels almost magical? That system is your vagus nerve, the master controller of your nervous system, quietly orchestrating your heart rate, your digestion, your immune system, and even your emotional responses. And the incredible truth is it can be reset. It can be tuned like a musical instrument. And when it is, your life doesn't just improve, it transforms. The vagus nerve is like a bridge between your body and mind, and it governs your ability to respond to stress. Every moment of fear, tension, or overwhelm triggers this system. Most people live in a state of chronic fight or flight, where the body is tense, the heart races, and the mind is flooded with worry. It's exhausting. It's unhealthy. It's unnecessary. Resetting this system is not just about relaxation, it's about reclaiming your life. It's about turning off the autopilot that keeps you reactive and instead giving yourself the freedom to choose how you respond. Imagine walking into a room where a tense situation unfolds, and instead of panicking or overreacting, you feel calm, grounded, and fully in control. That is the power of a properly tuned nervous system. The first step to this transformation is awareness. Most people go through life on autopilot, reacting to stimuli without ever noticing the patterns of tension in their body. Notice your breath. Notice your posture. Notice where your muscles are tight. Your vagus nerve is responsive to signals from your body. The more aware you are, the more control you have. Awareness is the key that unlocks the door. Once you are aware, you can take deliberate steps to influence the system. Something as simple as slow, deep breathing can stimulate the vagus nerve and send a signal to your brain that everything is okay. When you focus on your exhale, lengthening it slightly longer than your inhale, you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the branch responsible for rest, digestion, and recovery. This is not theory, it is biology. By intentionally breathing in a calm, measured way, you can shift your nervous system from chaos to calm almost immediately. Movement is another crucial element. Many people think exercise is only for muscles or weight loss, but every movement you make sends signals through the vagus nerve. Gentle stretching, yoga, or even a simple walk can engage the system and reset your nervous equilibrium. Posture matters too. Standing tall, opening your chest, and aligning your spine sends a signal to your nervous system that you are confident, safe, and present. Your body is your command center, and the vagus nerve listens to every signal you send. Small daily rituals, like stretching first thing in the morning, walking outside in nature, or practicing mindful movement, compound over time, creating resilience in your nervous system that changes how you handle stress, fear, and even pain. Another powerful tool is sound. Your vagus nerve responds to vibrations, music, and the tone of your voice. Humming, chanting, or even singing can create internal resonance that stimulates this nerve. This is why people often feel lighter or more centered after singing in the shower or chanting quietly to themselves. Sound has the power to regulate your nervous system from the inside out, and it is accessible to everyone at any moment. This is a reminder that resetting your internal system does not always require complex equipment or expensive treatments. It starts with simple, intentional actions that you can perform in your own home with your own body. But perhaps the most profound element of resetting the system is emotional regulation. The vagus nerve is intimately connected to how we experience emotions. Fear, anger, sadness, and anxiety create tension in the nerve, keeping the body locked in survival mode. By practicing techniques that promote emotional balance, mindful reflection, gratitude, or visualization, you signal to your body that you are safe, and in that safety, the nervous system relaxes. This is where life truly changes. When your baseline state is calm and regulated, your mind becomes sharper, your relationships improve, your decisions are clearer, and even your physical health improves. The nervous system is not separate from life, it is life. When it is balanced, every aspect of your existence becomes easier, more joyful, and more powerful. Consistency is where the transformation lies. A single breath or a single stretch is helpful, but real change comes from repeated practice. The nervous system, like any other system in your body, responds to consistent input. Daily practices, even for a few minutes, compound over time to produce profound shifts. Imagine waking up each morning knowing you have tools to regulate your mood, reduce anxiety, and restore your energy no matter what challenges the day may bring. That is not luck. That is mastery over your own nervous system. And mastery over your nervous system is mastery over your life. The beauty of this approach is that it does not rely on external circumstances. You don't need to change your job, your relationships, or your environment to feel better. By resetting the vagus nerve, you change the internal landscape of your body and mind. You become resilient, adaptable, and empowered. Stress still exists, life still throws challenges, but you respond differently. You respond with clarity, calm, and confidence. This is the secret that most people overlook. Transformation starts from the inside. The nervous system is the gateway, and the vagus nerve is the master key. It's also a profound lesson in self-responsibility. Many people look for quick fixes, pills, or external solutions, thinking relief must come from outside, but the real power is inside you, waiting to be accessed. Your breath, your posture, your movements, your voice, your awareness, your emotions, all are tools to reset your nervous system and in turn reset your life. You are not at the mercy of your stress. You are not condemned to fatigue, anxiety, or overwhelm. You have a mechanism built into your body capable of creating calm, clarity, and focus at any moment. So every time you feel your heart racing, your thoughts spiraling, or your body tense, remember that you can intervene. Take a deep breath, lengthen your exhale, move your body, hum or make sound. Reflect on what you are grateful for. Visualize a state of calm. These are not small acts. They are the foundation of a nervous system reset, the foundation of transformation. The more you practice, the easier it becomes until calm, focus, and resilience are your default state, no longer something you chase, but something you inhabit. And once you inhabit that state, your life will begin to change in ways you may have never imagined. Opportunity. Ties you once overlooked will become clear. Relationships that felt tense will improve, your energy will increase, your mental clarity will sharpen. You will navigate life's challenges not with fear or tension, but with a quiet confidence rooted in the knowledge that your nervous system, your body, and your mind are aligned. Resetting your vagus nerve is not just a practice, it is a revolution within yourself. It is the moment when you step into the control room of your own biology and consciously choose how you live, feel, and act. Most people go through life without ever noticing the signals their body is sending. Stress, tension, anxiety, and fatigue are treated as if they are inevitable, permanent, and beyond control. But the truth is that the body constantly communicates with the mind, and the mind responds to the body. Every heartbeat, every breath, every posture, every small movement sends a signal through the nervous system, and at the center of this communication is a single powerful nerve that acts as a bridge between body and mind. This nerve can either keep you locked in a state of stress and reactivity, or it can guide you into calm, clarity, and control. The first step toward unlocking this power is awareness. Paying attention to how your body feels, how your muscles are tense, and how your breath flows. How your muscles are tense and how your breath flows. Awareness is the key that opens the door to transformation, because you cannot change what you do not notice. When you begin to notice your body, you start to see the patterns of tension that are often invisible. Many people hold their shoulders tight without realizing it. They breathe shallowly and rapidly without thinking, and they walk through life in a state of chronic fight or flight. These unconscious patterns send a continuous stream of stress signals to the nervous system, keeping the body in survival mode. Awareness is the first tool to interrupt this cycle. By noticing your posture, your tension, and your breathing, you can start sending new signals to your nervous system, signals that say calm, safety, and presence. This is where the real work begins, because once you see the patterns, you can intentionally change them, and that change ripples through your entire life. Breathing is the simplest, most powerful, and most accessible way to reset this system. The breath is the body's direct line to the nervous system, and it responds immediately to conscious control. A slow, deliberate breath sends a message to the brain that you are safe, that there is no immediate threat, and that it is okay to relax. But most people breathe shallowly, letting tension accumulate in their chest and shoulders. The solution is simple but transformative. Slow your breath, extend your exhale slightly longer than your inhale, and allow your body to sink into the rhythm of calm. Each breath becomes a signal of safety, a reminder to your nervous system that you are in control, that you can choose your response instead of being hijacked by stress. When you practice this consistently, it is not just a temporary relief, it retrains the nervous system, rewiring it to default to calm instead of chaos. Posture is another critical signal that affects the nervous system. How you carry your body speaks louder than words. Slouched shoulders, a collapsed chest, and a bowed head send a message of fear, submission, or low energy. But standing tall, opening the chest, and aligning the spine communicates strength, safety, and presence. The nervous system reads posture the way a computer reads code. Every signal matters. By changing the signals you send, you change the internal state of your body and mind. This is not a superficial trick. It is biology in action. Your nervous system adapts to the signals you provide, and over time, conscious posture can reinforce calmness, confidence, and resilience. The combination of awareness, breath, and posture creates a powerful foundation for resetting the nervous system. But awareness is not just about noticing tension. It is about noticing the moments when the mind and body are hijacked by stress before they escalate. Every time you feel anxiety creeping in, every time your thoughts spiral, every time your muscles tighten, there is an opportunity to intervene. Awareness gives you the chance to step out of autopilot, to pause, and to respond consciously. This pause is transformational because it interrupts habitual stress responses and allows new, healthier patterns to form. Each time you notice, breathe, and adjust, you are literally retraining your nervous system to respond differently. Many people underestimate the power of these small intentional acts. They think transformation requires massive effort, complicated tools, or external solutions. But the most profound changes often come from the simplest interventions. A few minutes of focused breath, a moment of posture adjustment, a conscious observation of tension, all of these create a shift in the nervous system that compounds over time. It is like sending drops of water onto a stone. Individually, they may seem small, but consistently they carve a new path. The nervous system responds to repetition, consistency, and intention. Each breath, each moment of awareness, each realignment of the body is a step toward lasting change. Breath and posture are not just tools for immediate relief. They are signals that teach the body how to respond to stress long term. With consistent practice, these signals recalibrate the nervous system to a state of balance, making it easier to navigate challenges, recover from setbacks, and maintain clarity under pressure. Life becomes less reactive and more intentional. Stress no longer hijacks your thoughts or your body. Instead, you respond with presence, focus, and calm authority. This is the power of awareness and breath. They are the doorway into control over your mind, your body, and ultimately your life. Awareness also builds confidence because it reminds you that change is possible. You are not a victim of your stress or your circumstances. Your nervous system is not fixed or unchangeable. Each conscious breath, each mindful posture adjustment, each moment of observation is a reminder that you have the power to influence your body and mind in real time. You begin to realize that the state of calm, focus, and resilience is not a fantasy. It is within reach, built from your own awareness and intentional action. The moment you embrace this awareness, you step into mastery of your nervous system, creating a foundation upon which all other growth, energy, and clarity are built. Your body is not just a collection of muscles and bones. It is a living, responsive system that communicates constantly with your nervous system. Every movement you make sends signals that either amplify stress or cultivate calm. Most people overlook this, assuming that movement is only about fitness or appearance, but in reality, how you move directly impacts the balance of your nervous system. Gentle, intentional movement engages the vagus nerve and helps reset your internal state, creating resilience that extends far beyond physical health. A simple walk in nature, a series of stretches, or a few moments of mindful motion can ripple through your body, altering your heart rate, your breathing, and even your emotions. These are not small, inconsequential acts. They are signals to your nervous system that you are safe, present, and capable. Movement is more than just mechanical action. It is a language. Your nervous system reads this language constantly. When you slump, shuff, flee, or carry tension in your muscles, it interprets these signals as signs of stress or danger. But when you move with intention, stretching your arms overhead, opening your chest, walking with purpose, you send a message of stability, calm, and vitality. Over time, these signals train your nervous system to respond differently to stress. You begin to move through life with a sense of groundedness, not tension. You navigate challenges without feeling overwhelmed. Each step, each stretch, each deliberate motion is a rehearsal for resilience. Sound is another tool that works in harmony with movement to reset your nervous system. The vagus nerve responds to vibrations, to rhythm, and to resonance, making sound an incredibly accessible and powerful method of internal regulation. Humming, chanting, singing, or even making low vocal sounds produces internal vibrations that stimulate the nervous system, creating a profound sense of calm. Many people have experienced this without realizing why. The relief that comes from singing in the shower, humming while walking, or chanting quietly to oneself is the nervous system responding to a signal that it can relax. This is biology, not theory. And the best part is that it requires nothing external, no equipment, no supplement, no special environment, just your voice, your breath, and your intention. Daily rituals that combine movement and sound amplify this effect. Start small. A few minutes of stretching in the morning, a mindful walk in the evening, a brief humming or chanting practice during breaks. These actions may seem minor, but repeated consistently, they create long-term recalibration of the nervous system. The more you integrate these habits, the more your internal state becomes a stable baseline of calm and focus. You no longer bounce from high stress to exhaustion. Instead, you move through your day with grounded energy and clarity. Your body, mind, and nervous system begin to work together in alignment rather than in conflict. Movement and sound are also gateways to presence. When you focus on stretching, walking, or humming, you pull your attention away from the endless mental chatter that often fuels stress. You anchor yourself in the physical sensations of your body and the vibrations of sound. This combination of focus and sensation interrupts reactive thought patterns, giving the nervous system a moment to reset. Over time, these moments compound, rewiring your responses to stress. You start noticing how you react to challenges, and you begin responding with intention rather than instinct. Calm becomes your default state, not something you have to chase or force. Even small gestures of movement can have powerful effects on your nervous system. Rolling your shoulders, stretching your neck, or consciously opening your chest during a stressful moment sends a message of presence and control. Walking deliberately, feeling your feet touch the ground, and syncing your breath with your steps can transform tension into energy. When combined with sound, humming, chanting, or breathing with a vocal tone, these simple practices create a rhythm that your nervous system recognizes as safe, restorative, and stable. Over time, the body becomes more flexible not only physically but also mentally and emotionally. Stress loses its grip, and your capacity to navigate life grows exponentially. Consistency is the secret ingredient. A single walk, a single stretch, or a single hum may produce temporary relief, but the nervous system responds most powerfully to repetition. These small intentional practices are like seeds planted in fertile soil. Each time you engage your body and voice with awareness and intention, you water those seeds. Over days, weeks, and months, they grow into robust patterns of resilience, calm, and clarity. Your nervous system becomes trained to default to balance rather than chaos. Challenges that once seemed overwhelming now become manageable. Your energy is steadier, your thoughts are clearer, your emotions are more stable. Movement and sound also reinforce the idea that transformation is self-directed. You do not need external validation, tools, or conditions to feel better. Your nervous system responds to what you give it intentionally. You are not at the mercy of circumstance. By integrating simple, consistent rituals into your daily life, you create a foundation that supports everything else: focus, confidence, creativity, and emotional balance. Each day, your body and nervous system remember that calm and clarity are possible. The more you practice, the more effortless this state becomes, until resilience, focus, and energy are no longer goals. They are your baseline reality. This is the power of intentional movement and sound. They are both immediate and long-lasting. They calm the body in the moment and retrain the nervous system for the long term. They allow you to navigate life with more presence, more confidence, and more control. They are the tools that give you freedom from stress, fear, and tension. They are accessible to everyone, regardless of age, fitness, or environment, because your body and your voice are always with you. The nervous system responds to these signals, and as it does, your life begins to transform in ways that ripple outward into every decision, every relationship, and every challenge you face. Emotions are not random. They are signals from your body and nervous system guiding you about what is happening inside and around you. Most people let their emotions dictate their actions without understanding their power or purpose. Anxiety, anger, fear, and frustration can feel overwhelming, as if they control you. But the reality is that you have the ability to regulate them. The vagus nerve, the master regulator of your nervous system, is deeply connected to how you experience emotions. When it is calm and balanced, your emotional responses are proportionate, measured, and constructive. When it is tense or disrupted, emotions can hijack your mind, sending you into cycles of reactivity, regret, or despair. Emotional regulation is not just about feeling better. It is about reclaiming control over your life. The first step toward emotional mastery is recognition. You must notice your emotions without judgment. When fear arises, acknowledge it. When anger surfaces, name it. When sadness appears, feel it without resistance. Most people try to suppress or ignore these feelings, thinking they will go away, but in reality, suppression keeps the nervous system in tension. Recognizing emotions allows the vagus nerve to process them properly and helps you make conscious choices rather than reactive ones. Awareness is the foundation of emotional regulation. The moment you pause, breathe, and observe your emotions, you are giving your nervous system the opportunity to reset. You are stepping out of the autopilot of reaction and stepping into conscious response. Gratitude is a profound tool for emotional regulation. Shifting your attention to what is working, what is stable, and what you appreciate creates a signal of safety to your nervous system. Gratitude does not deny the presence of stress or challenge, but it balances the system by highlighting the positive, reducing the intensity of fear, anxiety, or frustration. Even in moments of chaos, identifying small things to be grateful for, your breath, your body, a supportive relationship, a moment of quiet creates resilience. Gratitude is not just a mental exercise. It is a physiological signal to the body that encourages calm, balance, and focus. The vagus nerve responds to this signal, and the nervous system begins to stabilize, allowing clearer thinking and measured emotional responses. Visualization is another tool that strengthens emotional control. When you imagine a state of calm, confidence, and resilience, you're training your nervous system to recognize that state as attainable. Visualization works because the brain does not always distinguish between real experience and vivid mental rehearsal. By mentally rehearsing calm and balanced responses to stress or challenges, you prime your nervous system to respond in the same way in real life. This is a subtle but powerful way to influence emotional regulation, allowing you to respond with clarity and composure instead of fear or frustration. Over time, repeated visualization rewires the nervous system, creating a baseline state of calm and emotional stability. The combination of awareness, gratitude, and visualization gives you a powerful framework for emotional mastery. But true transformation comes from consistency and practice. It is not a single moment of insight that changes your nervous system. It is repeated, intentional engagement with your emotions. Every time you pause to notice, breathe through tension, practice gratitude, or visualize resilience, you are sending signals to your nervous system that calm, clarity, and control are possible. These repeated patterns of engagement retrain the vagus nerve, helping your body and mind respond differently to stress and emotional challenges. Emotional regulation also strengthens self-responsibility. Most people look outward for relief, waiting for circumstances to change, for others to act differently, or for life to be easier. But the real power lies within. By mastering your emotional responses, you gain control over your reactions, your energy, and your focus. You no longer feel tossed, set around by external circumstances or by the moods of others. Instead, you become a stabilizing force in your own life, capable of navigating challenges with poise and clarity. Emotional regulation is the bridge between internal mastery and external effectiveness. Relationships are profoundly affected by emotional regulation. When your nervous system is balanced, your interactions with others improve naturally. You communicate more clearly, listen more deeply, and respond rather than react. Conflicts become opportunities for understanding rather than triggers for stress or anger. You begin to notice patterns in yourself and others that previously went unseen, and you can respond in ways that create connection instead of tension. By mastering your own emotions, you create a ripple effect, influencing the energy and stability of everyone around you. Stress no longer feels like an uncontrollable force. Challenges are still present, but they no longer dominate your internal state. You respond with calm intention, seeing solutions rather than just problems. Your focus sharpens because your mind is not consumed by runaway emotions. Your energy stabilizes because your body is not locked in constant tension. Your confidence grows because each moment of emotional mastery reinforces the truth that you are capable of managing your internal state no matter the circumstances. Mastery over emotions also allows deeper alignment between your intentions and your actions. When the nervous system is regulated, decisions are clearer, goals are pursued with steady focus, and life feels more purposeful. You begin to notice patterns in your behavior that previously went unexamined, and you can make conscious choices about how to respond to challenges, opportunities, and relationships. This alignment creates momentum in life. A flow state where calm, energy, and focus converge to produce results beyond what you thought possible. Ultimately, emotional regulation is not a skill reserved for a few. It is an accessible, trainable capacity built through awareness, gratitude, visualization, and consistent practice. The vagus nerve responds to signals of calm, safety, and presence, and with consistent engagement, these signals recalibrate the nervous system. Over time, your emotional responses become measured, your resilience grows, and your life transforms from reactive chaos to conscious control. Mastery of emotions is mastery of your nervous system, and mastery of your nervous system is mastery of your life, shaping every thought, every action, and every interaction in a direction that empowers you. Everything you've learned today points to one simple truth. The power to transform your life has always been inside you. Your nervous system is not a passive observer. It is a living, responsive system that can be trained, reset, and optimized. Awareness of your body and breath gives you the first key to reclaiming control, movement, and sound. Reinforce resilience in calm, and emotional regulation allows you to respond to life with clarity, focus, and confidence. Each of these practices alone can create change, but together they form a complete system for mastering your internal state and unlocking your full potential. Imagine living each day where stress longer dictates your choices, where anxiety does not consume your energy, and where fear does not paralyze your progress. Imagine being able to walk into any situation, personal, professional, or emotional, and remain grounded, composed, and fully present. This is not a dream. It is the result of intentional action practiced consistently. By giving your nervous system the signals it needs through awareness, breath, posture, movement, sound, attitude, and visualization, you are literally rewriting how your body and mind respond to the world. You are creating a foundation of strength that cannot be shaken by circumstance. The truth is that transformation does not come from wishing, hoping, or waiting for life to become easier. It comes from action, small, deliberate steps repeated over time that build momentum until calm, clarity, and resilience become your default state. The moment you take responsibility for your body, your breath, your movements, and your emotions, you step into a new reality where your life is no longer dictated by stress, fear, or chaos. You become the architect of your own experience, capable of shaping every thought, every decision, and every interaction. This is your opportunity to reset, to reclaim control, and to unlock a life of focus, calm, and purpose. The tools are simple, the methods are accessible, and the impact is profound. All it takes is awareness, intention, and consistency. The nervous system is listening to every choice you make, every breath you take, and every signal you send. Make those signals intentional. Make them empowering. Make them transformative. The life you've been waiting for is not somewhere in the future. It begins with the first conscious breath, the first moment of awareness, and the first decision to take control. You have the power to reset your body, your mind, and your emotions, and in doing so, you have the power to reset your body, power to change everything. Start now, because the moment you decide to master yourself, your life will never be the same.